Hey, everybody. I love making these videos. Today, we get to talk about how love is patient. We're once again going through a series right now on how to build long-lasting relationships. So in doing so, we're going to be talking about how love is patient. You know, I've had the honor of being a high school teacher. I love counseling. I love mentoring. I love being there for students whenever they have questions. And most of all, I love teaching students not just about curriculum, but about character. So, and as we continue here, we're going to talk today about how love is patience. Today, we're going to go through three things. What is patience, anger, and then the choice to love, how it's a choice. All right. So let's start with what is patience. Oxford Languages defines patience as the ability to accept or tolerate delays, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. Whoa, let's unpack that for a bit. If you thought you knew what patience was, I read this and I was like, wow, this is like the next level of patience. I'll read it again. The ability to accept or tolerate what? Delays, problems, or, wow, it's a deep word, suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. I don't know about you, but I need to work on my patience, and I constantly will work on my patience, even though it's obviously grown over the years. Here's my mentality when teaching. Every student is a future success story. That's not just what I tell myself. It's just not what I do to remain optimistic. No, it's what I know as a fact. I've worked with a lot of amazing students. Some students are very high in their intellectual ability. Some students are haven't been given the resources to succeed in their academics yet. But I'm telling you, it doesn't matter where you fall in that spectrum. I've seen students grow up now. Some of my students are graduated college and are going on with life and are married and all these different things. And I'm telling you, I've talked to so many countless stories, and all of the ones that I thought wouldn't make it have made it. Not just made it, but really made it. And it's just been such a great thing for me to see. That is why whenever I teach, every student is a future success story. It doesn't matter what they do in the moment. I see the big picture, and I know that even some of my hardest students in the past have become super successful in my eyes, right? So to me, patience is seeing the big picture, and patience is supporting one another at all costs, always. We can't give up on our students as teachers. Patience to me is giving to others, check this out, not what they deserve, but what they need. And that's been huge. I've had so many students who they're 21, 22, 23 years old, and they're like, hey, Mr. Chow, remember back in high school, I was a bad student. I'm like, oh, I know. But I'll always remember, Mr. Chow, how you never gave up on me. I'll always remember, Mr. Chow, how you kept encouraging me, even though all my other teachers just didn't want anything to do with me. Why? Because I always kept in my mind, always give them not what they deserve, but what do they need? Behind every kid who's giving you problems, there's a deeper story. And most of the times we don't hear that deeper story, but there's usually a need that is unmet. That's why they act out. All right. So it's, for me, always remember what they need versus what they deserve. Let's talk about anger. Anger is something that I don't have much experience with right now, but in the past I did a lot. Anger comes from our lack of patience, our belief that we are misunderstood, and or our stress. And that's what I have just thought about and put on this slide. When I think back at times in which I was super angry as a kid, it was usually one of these three things, or if not all. And who did I usually take it out on? My loved ones. So we'll have another series on anger in the future, but I just want to quickly touch on this. Here's a quick solution. If you know that you get angry, here's a quick situation. Number one, think about what you're going to say before you say something you don't mean. You can't take back your words. In the moment, I get it, you're emotional and you want to say things that you currently think and feel. But if it's not something that you actually mean, don't say it. And if you're really that heated, like if it gets that heated in an argument or you're super emotional, walk away, take a break. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say it. And finally, think to yourself, how much is this person worth to you? And if you're like me, every person is worth something to me. It doesn't matter if I just met you or if I have known you for a long time. Every person's worth something to me. And whenever I think of that, I go, even though they deserve it, this is not what's needed right now. especially if you want a long-term relationship. Finally, the choice to love. Loving someone patiently, love this definition here, means choosing to love the other person when it isn't easy or when you don't feel like it. It takes you making a choice. I'm going to love this person no matter what. I'm going to dedicate. It's just like me and my wife. I'm going to love her no matter what argument we go through, and no matter what we go through in life, no matter the ups or downs, we're going to love each other, right? And by the way, we don't argue much, but we do argue, but we don't argue much. And I'll talk about that later on and how we're able to do that. Once again, this week's theme is how to build long-lasting relationships. So quick takeaways here. Focus on the big picture versus what's in front of you. Instead of giving others what they deserve, give them what they need. Number 3, when you get angry, think about what you're going to say. Give it time, take a break, and reflect on how much this person means to you. And finally, choosing to love others, even when it's not easy or when you don't feel like it. Love is patient. And I truly hope that as you go through life, your love will be patient to everybody around you. Thank you so much for listening.